Welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating world of the Vikings, where we'll uncover surprising truths that challenge the myths and reveal the real story behind these legendary figures. Number 1. Vikings didn't actually wear horned helmets. Disregard most of the Viking warrior costumes you've seen. While Norse warriors likely wore headgear, the iconic horned helmets are a myth. No Viking Age artifacts depict these helmets, and the only genuine Viking helmet found has no horns. The idea of horned helmets likely originated in the 19th century, possibly inspired by ancient Greek and Roman descriptions of Northern Europeans. In fact, horned helmets were worn ceremonially by Norse and Germanic priests long before the Viking era. Number 2. Vikings were actually quite renowned for their exceptional hygiene. Contrary to the image of Vikings as being filthy from their constant rowing and combat, they were actually known for their impressive hygiene. Archaeological finds from Viking sites reveal a range of grooming tools, including tweezers, razors, combs, and ear cleaners made from animal bones and antlers. Vikings bathed at least once a week, which was far more frequent than the average European of their time, and they also enjoyed soaking in natural hot springs. Number 3. Vikings used a distinctive method to start fires. Despite their emphasis on cleanliness, they employed a rather unconventional substance, human urine. They would collect a fungus known as touchwood from tree bark, boil it in urine for several days, and then compress it into a felt-like material. The sodium nitrate in the urine helped the material smolder rather than burn, enabling Vikings to carry fire with them wherever they went. Number 4. Vikings buried their dead in boats. The Vikings had a deep reverence for their ships, and being buried in one was considered a great honor. According to Norse beliefs, valiant warriors would enter splendid afterlife realms, and it was thought that the ships which had served them in life would assist in their journey to the afterlife. Prominent raiders and notable women were frequently interred in ships, accompanied by weapons, valuable goods, and sometimes even sacrificed slaves. Number 5. Vikings were heavily involved in the slave trade. Many Vikings amassed wealth through human trafficking, capturing and enslaving women and young men during their raids on Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, and Slavic settlements. These slaves, known as thralls, were then sold in large slave markets throughout Europe and the Middle East. Number 6. Viking women enjoyed a range of basic rights. Viking girls often married as young as 12 and managed the household while their husbands were away on voyages. Despite these responsibilities, Viking women had more freedom compared to others of their time. Unlike thralls, they could inherit property, seek a divorce, and reclaim their dowries if their marriages ended. Number 7. Viking men primarily spent their time farming. While the image of the Viking as a ruthless pirate is popular, most Viking men actually wielded scythes rather than swords. Although some engaged in raiding and pillaging, the majority dedicated themselves to cultivating barley, rye, and oats, as well as raising cattle, goats, pigs, and sheep on their small farms. These farms usually produced just enough food to sustain their families. Number 8. Vikings enjoyed skiing as a recreational activity. Scandinavians developed early skis at least 6,000 years ago, though ancient Russians may have been the first to invent them. By the Viking Age, skiing was not only a practical means of transportation but also a popular recreational activity among the Norse. They even had a god of skiing, Ullr, whom they worshipped. Number 9. Viking men often preferred blonde hair to align with their culture's beauty standards. Many brunettes used a strong lye-based soap to bleach their hair, and sometimes their beards as well. These methods not only helped them achieve their desired look, but also likely assisted in managing the prevalent problem of head lice. Number 10. Vikings were never part of a unified group. They likely didn't even refer to themselves as Vikings. The term broadly described Scandinavians engaged in overseas expeditions. During the Viking Age, what is now Denmark, Norway, and Sweden was divided into numerous chieftain-led tribes that frequently fought among themselves, aside from their raiding activities on foreign lands.